Hello, thank you for letting me know, Burn Circuit. Welcome to the stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. It really helps the channel out. Today, we are going to be working on the fast travel UI. Last stream, we got the fast travel working. But that's all it was. It's just working in the background. And so today, we will make it look half decent. Maybe. Maybe we'll make it look half decent. But we'll see. So the first thing that we need to worry about is the mini-map. Now, I said the mini-map was working, but I was wrong. The mini-map is working, I just forgot to set the export map variable here. That's literally it. So I can run the game now. And that's fine. Turn off the audio. And I think... I probably wasn't working on this. Yeah, it's still gonna get cranky at me. Okay. Okay, we need to clear that. First of all, project settings. No, project, user data. Reset the user data. Really need to create a tool to just do that for me. And then run it again. I'm pretty sure it was working yesterday, but you know, with these things, sometimes they just... It's fine when you're off stream, and then when you come on stream, it's like not working. Actually, you know what? It 100% wouldn't have been, because I removed one of the scenes from the level, like from what's accessible. Dude, I just took so much damage. Okay. So we travel around. This guy, run through this door, and let's see what is there. We've still got the debug menu, but yeah, we've got this guy here that we can zoom in on, and we can see where we've traveled. It's not that pretty, but it's not, we'll worry about that later. What we do need to do is get the when we save, basically we need to create a new state of being for the player, so that when they save, actually something different happens than what happens right now. Because we want them to be able to fast travel. We also want the loadout. Also, I just noticed that like the character is able to, I think like the downward attack is like broken. Attempt to call function set active in previously freed instance. Very interesting. A lot of bugs this morning. This afternoon, I should say. I'm so used to streaming in the morning. How odd. Okay, everything else seems fine. I wonder how I triggered that. We'll have to... They're very peculiar, you know, like very edge case bugs. That's a bug I'm very aware of, and I know exactly how to fix it, but I just won't because I'm too lazy. I love it. Okay. Yeah, so every time we visit a save point, we should be able to get that information, number one, on the map, so we know where it is. That room is highlighted blue for no particular reason. I was just playing around with the shader that outlines stuff. So we have to... how long have I been working on this? About 9 months, maybe? It's really at that stage where it's like that final 20% is just sort of slowing us down a little bit. And art is a big question that I don't want to answer. It's a tough one. And content, obviously, because it's a Metroidvania, so it needs to have a lot of content. But, so yeah, we just need to set up basically, we got the map. We need to show those locations. We also need like a state for the player. Morning, Kara, how are you? So once we have that, oh, I just realized the music's a bit loud. So yeah, once we've got that, we should be good to go. So we have that information. What we need to study is, number one, where do the in-game menus get instantiated from? I'm fairly certain it's not the player. I don't think the player is in control. Rembot, how are you? I was watching some of your shorts, but I've forgotten. I had thoughts, but they're gone. I just remembered seeing your name. Good morning, good evening. It's all the same. We could be anywhere. It might be morning for you or evening. I think I was noticing that they were doing well, and I was like, that's awesome. But yeah, there was a specific thing, but I don't remember. Thoughts on shorts. Top of the time zone too, yeah. Okay, so how is the menus instantiated? Because if we want to do like a save, when we go to the save station, what we want is basically what you see happen in a lot of Metroidvanias, which is like, okay, for example, in Mio, like the little statue wraps its arms around you, and it like, then you can like do a save thing and you can change your loadout and you can fast travel from there. In Silksong, you just sit on the bench. It's not super impressive. And you also can't travel from the benches, but that's neither here nor there. That's how we're going to do it from the save station, because yeah, that's just the easiest way to do it. Plus it like thematically makes sense once we actually make it look that way, make it look like you're getting melted down into nothing and then regenerated. So yeah, we got to go to the game state, and I need to find out what happens when you press the pause button, because I can't remember. It's been so long. I assume that is not in the game state. Save state. There's probably no input in here. Or is there? No, it's not. I think maybe the pause menu handles it directly. It gets instantiated. I'm using a service called Streamladder to make your shorts. Oh, really good for adding captions, not an ad. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, because I used to like, I stopped making them because it just became like I had a choice, you know. It's like either make long form stream edits or do shorts. And I was like, I feel like long form is better for the channel, but like it's a bit hit or miss anyway. It's still like really spotty. But yeah. I use Restream to go to YouTube and Twitch, and they have a service. It's just not on the tier that I pay for, which is ridiculous because I pay them. Give me something. Okay, so when yeah, it is in the in-game menu. So basically how it works is when you start the game, this doesn't exist. Yeah, I fully understand. I feel exactly the same way. I want to focus mainly on live and long form. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could do both. In a grand world where I don't have a full-time job, it's like you stream for a few hours a day, you make video, you make like tutorials and other videos a few hours a day, and you also like somehow have time to like create other kind of content, but shorts economy apparently. A program called Lossless Cut, extracting shorts and long form. Okay, cool. We got some good advice going on. It's an FFM peg. Gotta love it. Love FFmpeg. Okay, so when we press pause, we pause the game. If you didn't know. So the in-game menu get tree, it's totally responsible for that. Okay, that's fine. I vibe coded your front end. Nice. I wouldn't even know where to start. I'm so bad at this. Okay. That's fine. I don't know why. I was kind of curious about where that happens, but it's not really, we don't actually want to pause the game when we save the game. We just want to show a different state. You'd be proud of me. I'm finally working on a 2D game for the GWiz Game Jam. 2D is different to 3D. Yeah, I used to think it was easier. Now I'm like, I actually think it might be harder. There's levels to it. Also, has their jam started yet? I've been out of the loop. I was thinking about doing it, but life is hectic right now. Jams. Is it showing up here? Have they got the... I'm using 3D for Forks 2D. That's another cool... I really like that look. When it's like you can kind of tell it's 3D. Is it on this list? I don't even know. I could just go to his YouTube page. I don't know why I decided to do it this way. Started a couple of days ago. Oh, okay. I'm really behind the times. Your housemate is an artist and you teamed up. Nice. YouTube. What's the theme? He hasn't posted like a theme reveal. He just posted the...
Hey, do you know what time it is? It's G-Whizzing!
It's G-Whizzing time. Theme is slow burn. Ah, nice. First place, $150. That's nice, dude. That is nice. Is this music a Chrono Trigger? Probably. Music by Game Chops, by the way. It says here, Wind Scene 600 AD, which sounds like Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is such a good game. I recently played it for the first time this year. And it's just nice. I don't know how else to put it. Like, it's just nice. It's not Kingdom of Zeal. Kingdom of Zeal, I think, has a more, like, drummy kind of sound to it. But I guess this is 600 AD, so it's probably the overworld sound. It's about $214 Australian, dollary dues. Yeah, Chrono Trigger is like one of those games, like I get why people say it's the best RPG of all time. Now, it's not like the first RPG I played at this point. It's, you know, I've played so many, but it's like, I can see why people feel that way. You know what I mean? Like it is just very well put together, especially considering the time it was released. Although and like just everything about it flows together so well. It's got like high levels of replayability, which was really important back then. And also like it doesn't overstay its welcome. Like some of the other games of that era, like Final Fantasy, are just so much longer compared to Chrono Trigger. And it's something that I've always kind of had an issue with, is how long, especially JRPGs, drag on for. Like they probably 9 times out of 10 are twice as long as they need to be. Surprised you just played it. Was one of the first games on an emulator. Yeah, I mean, I always saw it when I was a kid. I just didn't like 2D. I was what, 5 years old when the PlayStation was released, and it was my first console, and I was like, no, I want to play 3D games only. 2D is like old. And then I just never played it. You know, it's just one of those things, and it was always in the back of my mind, like, oh, I should play it, and then I did this year. Persona 1000. They're so long. Yeah, Persona's kind of... I really like Persona 3. I tried Persona 3, and I was like, damn, this is fun. It's like a social game. Like, it's not really a dating sim, but like, you know, you get to hang out with all your friends in the day and then go fight monsters at night, and it's just like... This is fun. It just never ends. Only had access to the old because I had the family computer and couldn't run a PlayStation back then. Yeah, I was very lucky. I got one for my 5th birthday. I'll never forget. Okay, so we established that the pause menu handles the pause. Makes sense. And then I can't remember why I even thought that was relevant to begin with. It has the minimap menu in it. So that's probably why I'm asking that question. I need to reuse this. It needs to be a different interface. That's just how it is. And the question is, how does this all go together? Same 5th or 6th first game, Crash Bandicoot 3. I was Crash Bandicoot 1. But yes, I never owned 2. I went straight from 1 to 3 for some reason. But I'll never forget playing those old games. So when you get to a save station, what the heck happens? Crash was great. The Tiger Run and the Hog Run. Yeah. Least favorite levels are the boulder levels, obviously. Save stations. Yeah. So there's like a whole thing that needs to happen here. Like when you reach one of these things, when you press like save, there needs to be an entire new state for the player to be in. And right now there's no animations or anything like that. I guess we just put the UI on the save station. It's going to be in control of this at the end of the day, right? Like I think what makes most sense is to probably put like a canvas layer here. And then when the save comes up, you just zoom into that. It's control node. My favorite PS1 game was Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. I've never played that. I'll add it to my list of things to check out. Right now I'm going back through all the Pokemons for some reason when I have time. Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. Oh, nice. Okay, it's like your classic 3D platformer. Huh. Yeah, this didn't come up on my radar. That's cool though. Insanely underrated, yeah. 1999? Who developed it? Behavior Interactive. Never heard of them. It got like pretty decent scores. I don't know why I'm looking this up on the other screen. It doesn't make any sense. Megatoon, Artificial Mind, Movement. I guess they're defunct now. Dead by Daylight? Oh, okay. They're definitely not. Okay, so shout out. They were making all the Bugs Bunny, yeah, all the what do you call this like brand? The Grinch. It's probably like Warner Brothers or something like that. But they also have Monsters Inc. Okay, so you know, just the cartoon spin-off, like the cartoon games, direct to DVD style. Disney's Kim Possible 2 on the Game Boy Advance. Like, it was like Crash, Warp Rooms, and Time Travel. Nice. That's such a funny transition. Yeah. Yeah, if you look, even up until 2005, they're just doing like licensed Disney stuff. You know what I mean? The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody on DS. You know? Like, what the hell? So when did they transition off of like licensed cartoon games? I guess it's all intellectual property. Developing an intellectual property for a character and a protagonist for a game is a black art, yeah. Indiana Jones for the DS, and then Tetris on the PlayStation Network for PSN. Dante's Inferno, and then yeah, okay. Oh wait, they changed their name. So this is as this company, and then they've got like another one where they were doing other stuff. Okay. Complicated. Dead by Daylight, if licensed, is licensed IP. Oh yeah, fair enough. Wait, where is Dead by Daylight in this? Dead by Daylight. The last title, this last title, okay. This is obviously the thing that really made them a lot of money. There it is there. So yeah, they went from making Peanuts, the movie Snoopy's Grand Adventure on the PlayStation 4 and 3DS to Dead by Daylight. Also, I saw Halo Wars Definitive Edition. I don't know. That's like a crazy transition. What a ride they've been on. Anyway. So this is going to be pretty tricky. Interesting tangent, yes. We love a good tangent around here. We probably want a margin container. Because basically what I'm thinking is how this is going to look. And you'll witness my terrible UI design in a second. But like, I want the camera to zoom in on the save station just a little bit. So we can set that up. It's pretty easy. And then we want this UI to sort of show up and you can like change your loadout and fast travel. Relevant. It's about games. Exactly. It's about game developers and their journey. One day I may also make an IP related product. Where's the container sizing? Where's the theme overrides? There it is. Margin left is like, we want it to be some per portion of the screen. I wonder if you can do like percentages for the theme overrides on a margin container. I don't know. What is 1920 divided by 3? 640? So 1920 minus 640? What? Did I say divided by 1920 minus 640? Dude, I fucking don't even know. Anyway. I'm just gonna eyeball it and we'll worry about it later. I'll be waiting for you, Garfield the game. Exactly. Dude, give me a Garfield contract. Oh man, I hate menus so much. So probably the easiest thing for us to do is the same as we've done with the in-game menu. We've got a tab container, but I want to do it vertically for some reason instead of horizontally, and I will just do the same thing. It's just a bunch of nodes with different menus. In fact, it really can be a lot of these same menus probably, but like, we'll give them the ability to fast travel. I don't know. We'll see. Menuing, my favorite thing. So yeah, this should be a tab container. Change type. Container. Tab alignment on the left. Tab position on the bottom or the top. Okay, so you don't have the position, the option to do tab containers from the side. That's an interesting one. Okay, well, I guess we'll just roll with it. And let's just try to get things going. We won't worry too much about all the other menus. I'm here to do the fast travel menu. So let's try to do that without worrying too much about like the deeper aspects of it. So this can be like the, I don't know, tab container. We don't need to end this. We can just go the fast travel menu. Yeah, the question will be like how to get out of this. I need to like study some other games to see, like, I think in a lot of them you just back out. Like in Mio, like Memories in Orbit, you press the button to heal and it'll transition you into this state where you're like being wrapped around your arm, like the arms of the statue are like wrapping around you, and then you go into the fast menu, like you go into the menus and stuff, but when you just press B until you get out of it and it lets you go. Something like that, as far as I can remember. And yeah, we'll do that. Fast travel menu. Which means we'll need a mini map, which I think we can reuse from here. Like the map menu. It's not saved. It's not saved. But like, why not? Because the reason why not is because if I add it to this object, then you'll be able to. So realistically, we just have the camera and we have a bunch of like different places you can go and have them show up on the map. We could also just roll with the buttons for now and then just have them light up when you select them. I don't know, man. This is a tough one. Probably. I feel like it's gonna need to be like a custom menu. But we still will need like the Node 2D or the... How do I structure this again? It's a sub viewport with a Node 2D. Okay, fine. Is it in a sub viewport container? Yeah, it is. Of course it is. Okay. And then, yeah. But it's not going to take up the whole thing. We'll need another margin container. And we'll stick this in this. And then we'll make that margin container go like this. And then have a theme override. And have probably like, I reckon 20, 20, 20. And then like, yeah, once again, we're just eyeballing this. And then we'll just have like buttons. I'm just going to keep it simple for now. I don't think it would look like this when we're done. What would look way better is just like a menu where you can see the map. And when you press like the arrows, the camera that's on the map goes to that portion of the map and like zooms in a little bit. You know, all that kind of stuff. It would look way better, but like we're just trying to get it working for now. So I'm going to ignore what I want to see and just try to make it work. And then here, I guess we'll bring in the export map, which is here. I put a date on it, so I remember this is when it was made. And then, do we even want a camera? You know what I mean? Do we just put this in the center? And zoom it in a bit? I suppose, like, actually, yeah, maybe we need a camera. So that we can actually see the world. Wait. How does it know? This one seems to work okay. I don't think I told it anything. It just knows that it's a part of this. I think it just works. Which is kind of annoying. I'm abandoning it. Come back to that. We'll just make this scale. We'll just scale this up. Screw it. Just make it easy. Okay. So that's the menu, and then below the margin, we got the margin container, and then below that we're gonna have some buttons for the locations, because I know that we can get those, and we've used a button. We've got a button object already set up, so like, why not? How do we get this to show up here though? So we've got the fast travel. Does this change to like an HBox container? What are we doing here? A VBox container. And then that goes in the VBox. And then the VBox goes full screen. And then this, for some reason, needs to be set. Theme, layout, container sizing, expand. There you go. And then below this, we can have a grid container. And within this, we can have some buttons, right? Add some buttons so that we can see what they look like. And how do we say that this should be centered? Transform. Alignment center. Layout. Container sizing. Nope. We don't want that. Okay, so if we have a minimum, yeah, we'd go like that, and then this as a margin container, rather than having this number here, just make it also 20. And then that looks much better. Great. Excellent. And if we just have a bunch of buttons, whatever, I don't know. Drink center. Yeah, well, this will be how it's going to work. For now. For now, this will be what it looks like. And then we can delete these. Button container. All right, let's make this work. So when we save, this is not visible, and then we make it visible. We need an event for this to happen. We also need the state. Like the player needs to have a different state than what exists right now. So there needs to be like a whole thing with the player. I don't even know. I honestly don't remember what the player can or can't. Like, can we fully... Yeah, there is a function for that on the player to halt them completely. So the player... Because the player just needs to disappear, really. Interestingly enough. I mean, there needs to be an animation. Ideally, you would have an animation of the player just going inside it. Kind of like, if you think about Samus going inside the cylinder to heal. We're going to do a similar thing. Only it's going to be like you get broken down into your atoms when you do that. And yeah, so what have we got? What kind of states do we have? Or do we just inactive? We have an inactive state, and I'm pretty sure we have a hold. Set processes, set physics, set collision mask value, weapon manager, disabled, state machine, override, state inactive. Yeah, so we press the hold and we pass in a blank resource too sometimes. Whatever reason, what are we doing with that? Why does that need to be there? Have to look at that. Okay. So we call hold on the player. We show the menu. And then if they press, what's our cancel button? Is there like a cancel button? Or do we just go with the X button? X is confirm, I think. Z it maybe? I don't even know. What am I doing for the shop? I don't remember. UI cancel is escape. Z is accept. Okay. So UI cancel should be... We should add X to that. Although I don't know what troubles that's going to afford me now that I've done that. Well, we'll find out. Okay, so save station here. We press... So if they press up, we save game, right? We do a bunch of checking to find out if we have visited this station before. We add our health. And then we also like update the stuff. But we also say game state, save state, right? And that reloads the scene. So we don't necessarily want to do that. If we're going to do this, we actually want to wait for that. And this is going to be like a whole thing because right now, when we save the game, it like just reloads the entire scene and places you back where you were. But if we want to say, oh no, when you press the save game button, actually we want this event to take place where the player stands inside of this machine, an animation plays, the UI shows up. It needs to be seamless basically. So that's something we're going to need to think about. And then, yeah, so when we do this, we need to probably break down in the save state, like in the actual game state system, what happens when we save the game, right? Rather, because right now I'm pretty sure in this There's a bunch of stuff happening that could be broken up into smaller functions, right? So we update the player. We clear our enemy list, so the enemies will return when you reload the game. And then we set the player location, and we play an animation which is just a white screen over the thing. And then we actually just remove player from the tree and reload the level and put the player back. So realistically, this can be broken up into 2 functions, right? This bit here could be a separate function. Because it basically is going to reload the level. We're still going to need some kind of fine tuning. Reload level on save, I don't know. I think this is more just like reload current level. And it hates me for that. Function reload level on save has no static return type. Oh. So, okay, so the save state still, it just saves the game. And then the next section is when you reload the level and save. That happens when you leave the pod. We're still going to need to come up with a better way to, like, unless we do like a really hard zoom, we could have a separate scene. You know, we could zoom right down to the pod, but like you still kind of want the background. Like if you zoom too far, it's going to look weird because the pixels are, there's not that many pixels. So I don't really know, but yeah, we'll worry about that later because we don't have any animations to do here. We just need to break this into 2 functions. This might even be like reload current level, reload saved level. It also makes me wonder, what am I doing when you get game over, what happens? I've forgotten. It's like a separate function, but it does the same thing. It takes the player location as just a fancy Greninja guy, welcome. Is just a variable of like where you were last saved, basically. It's not the absolute up-to-date location of the player. Probably needs to be renamed. Like, why couldn't this be used for the game over as well? I don't know. Instantiate new level. So there's an entire function for that. And it loads a scene. So what am I doing when I reload saved? I'm calling that as well. Start state is idle. Okay. All right, well, whatever. We know we have a function now called reload saved level. And basically in the save machine, I'm calling it a save station. Basically what we'll do is we'll go into saved state, right? And then we can also call a function on the player to hold. That will prevent the player from being able to move. And then, well, also it deactivates the player interface, which is appropriate. I actually think that's fine. So yeah, the question is now, okay, so the player can no longer move. We need to show the user interface that we just set up, and also set up a bunch of UI inputs for everything. We'll probably just use the mouse to begin with to make sure that it's working and all that kind of stuff. But we probably need to have a fast travel menu. We need to put a script on this, number one. Scenes, world, fast travel menu. No, let's go to platforms, props, bikes. I hear somebody at my door. Oh goodness. My dog Angel has been a little bit discombobulated since we started the renovations. There are strangers in the house. She's not allowed to sit where she normally sits. And she gets locked in with me most of the day because I'm working and I'm just in the office and I don't want her, because if she was like out where the guys were working, she would want to just watch them the entire time. I mean, probably get in their way. It's not safe. So yeah. Props. We're in the world. Surely there's like a save station. Is it like under props, computer, bikes, levels, facility? No. Why would it be there? Camera, damage, enemies, inventory, bosses, tools? Is there like a search? Cancel. Where is this save to? I could just hover over it, right? World, save station. Oh, it's under world. It's just saved there. World, fast travel menu. I don't really like that. I'll create a new folder for this if it's going to be in the world. Save station menu. Fast travel menu. Create. Okay, so basically what we'll do is we'll send a signal to this to show up. So basically what I like to do for all of my menus is on the ready function, just call hide. And I mean, should the canvas layer be in charge of this? I want this to be hidden all the time. And it's like, if I hide this, then yeah, well, I can't even hide it. I can hide this. This doesn't even work properly. Okay, yeah, take that off. Chuck it on this. Or even the margin container, I reckon. Chuck it on this. Why can't I see it now? Did I make a typo? Save, station, menus. Fast travel menu, oh my god. Just rename this. All over the shop. Okay. Yeah, so here, on the ready, we always just call hide. Don't know why that was so hard to get. So we call hide, and that way whenever it never shows up by accident. It's always hidden when you run the game by default. And then we can just yeah, we can call a signal. I mean, do we even really need to? We can just call show. If we get access to this, I guess we'll just rename this save station menu. And here we'll create an export for it. Save menu. It's not it doesn't have a type, so just go control. Hit save on that. Save menu is save menu. Okay, and then here, what we'll do is when we save the game, player hold. we will just call save menu dot show. Like so. And that is pretty much that. And we'll have that showing up. And then this can control the exit, or even, I mean, you can be detecting that pretty much everywhere. So if we've got an unhandled input here anyway, so we can say like, if we probably need to create a variable to say that we are in or saving. It's a bit confusing. In save menu, I don't know, whatever. Bool is equal to false by default. And then here we say in save menu to true. We'll just use a boolean for this, it's fine. And then that way we can say if event dot is action pressed UI cancel, and if in save menu, then there's going to be a need to be a function called exit save menu. Probably create that function. We don't need anything. And yeah, what we'll do is we'll say save menu.hide, and then we'll say game state dot what did I call the function? Reload saved level. That's all we need right now. We can expand later on. I'm sure. Oh, right. Player hold. I think you get released when you reload the game. We'll see. Let's test it out. We're not even going to do anything right now. So we can just run this. Okay. The menu is showing. It is very white. I wonder why. And then you press escape. Okay. So now we've got problems. So the save menu, the player menu is showing up when you press escape at the same time. We probably need to look at the in-game menu. I'm pretty sure it's unhandled input, right? It should be. In-game menu and overlays. Okay, so this is action pressed, secret menu, pause. Okay, so there is a pause button, and it's probably set to escape. I can try just getting this and saying set input is handled. I'm trying to think in the scene tree. I don't know if this will work, because I think it depends where they sit in the scene tree, whether or not that, well, I mean, it showed up, so probably sooner anyway. Yeah, now it's not even. Yeah, because of the way they sit in the scene tree. Oh, okay. Interesting. So how do we separate the two? Always the structure of the game needs to be considered. Okay. If in-game menu, pause game. We could pause. I mean, it won't matter if we pause the game or not. This will still activate. If, like, I was like, oh, what if the game's already paused, but it doesn't really matter. that input is never coming through. And also, like, I'm pressing the wrong button, I just realized. So that's a thing. But also, we still need to account for that. So, like, I said X is cancel, and that works. Now, the question is, if we kill some enemies and then do that, do they come back? So right now... So if you kill all these enemies and then leave the room and then come back, they won't, their bodies will be gone, but they won't respawn. Right? So if we do that, and then we back out of this, yeah, it's all back. So that's working correctly. The UI looks like ass, but we'll work on that. It's not conforming to the bounds of the screen, or it is, I don't know, I can't tell, because the screen just goes white, and we don't actually want that anymore. So that's in the game state. But yeah, we need to, well, let's get the fast travel working, and then we'll worry about like handling these menus. This is probably why it makes sense to put it in the in-game menu and overlays, rather than in its separate thing. But we can always move it if we turn it into a scene. So there's that as an option. We can just put this in the in-game menus and overlays bucket and emit a signal from the save station to have that show up. But yes. Okay, so first of all, the reason the white screen is coming up is because in the save state, we're calling the animation to play this save start, which is like a white screen. We don't really want to do that because we're going a different direction with this. So that, and then save end, go play 2. Quick little test. Okay. And you wouldn't even know it, basically, because it just sort of like flickers. I don't even think it flickers, to be honest. It just shows up and then disappears. Like, the animations are still playing. You can't move the character, obviously. And then when you press X, it's back out. And all the enemies are back. That's pretty good, actually. Because if we, like, make the character go into an animation, as long as we keep that animation playing the exact same way, I can't see why that wouldn't, you know, work in terms of the visuals. But yeah, so now let's try to add some buttons to this thing and actually do something with it. Okay, so in the debug menu, we've actually got like a way of doing this, so I don't see why we just do that again. And connect a function to that. Although it won't work off rip because we've changed the way that saving works. So, and that was sort of tapping into save. But yeah, anyway, the debug menu, in-game menus and overrides, user interface, debug menu, no map menu, debug. Yes, here we go, scrolling. So we created a fast travel button, and it's just a bunch of information. Not super helpful for us right now, but it'll do. So we can take this. We need the fast travel dictionary. We should have, that's a global variable, so we can access that. There's also a signal on fast travel. We are creating buttons to add a, so we can actually do this on the fly, I guess, based on this create fast travel button, and then create fast travel list. My game test video recording died using normal screen capture. Godot movie mode saved the day. Really? Godot movie mode. I have not touched that since they put it out. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, we got the fast travel list, and then we can create buttons. In fast travel list, create button, and I guess we're not even doing a check. A special scene folder for shorts out of movie mode was the outcome. Okay. Nice. Fast travel location discovered. We connect that. Okay, I can see how this works. It's kind of like making a lot of assumptions here, but yoink. I take and I put over here. And it wants a container. And I guess fast travel container, fast travel button. Make it work first, make it look good later. That's what I reckon. So we add a button, add child fast travel button, connect, new fast travel on pressed. They handle themselves, that's fine. Create fast travel list, and then we just got to connect the signal. Debug overlay. Okay. Please interface, save station. So I reckon the more I'm thinking about this is probably going to need to be not within the save station. We'll move it later. It's like structurally it's just not going to make sense. Okay, so we should get the buttons now. I can't see why we won't. But we'll see. Okay, we have a button. I don't even know if it's clickable. Let's go press a few more save stations. Ouch. Getting hit by everything. Don't care. Go to that one. And now I've got two buttons. Press X. Oh, we did see the camera shift there when we exited that. Fight these guys with no sound. And so there's a unreasonable delay with... It makes sense when the sound is playing. I promise. Let me out. Get this dash. And there's one more save station over here. Press up, and then let's see if we can go back to this one. And nothing happens because we actually have to like change the way that the code works now. So we will go from the back to the game state and just change what happens. Fast travel button. On fast travel request, fast travel ID, on fast travel requested. Go to the game state. Fast travel requested. Save state. We also got another function that we need to call, which is reload saved level. Or even like, we don't even really need to call the first function at this point. We can just call reload save level. Oh, no, that's not true. Because what we're doing is we're updating the location and the scene to be the scene that we want it to be. So, I mean, realistically, now that I've studied my own code that I wrote months ago, all we need to do is call instantiate new level. But yeah, because like, what does reload save level do? We current scene queue free. We wait for the scene tree to exit. We set our starting state to idle, and we instantiate a new level, and we add it as a child. There's not really, like, I mean, whatever. We'll call both and roll with it. So it should work now. See what happens. And we get transported instantly over to here. boss room, and this room here. Okay, I mean, I guess working as intended. We've got the mini-map here that doesn't do anything. You have to still use your mouse to click it all. But it works. It doesn't look great. So basically what I'm thinking is we position the camera. We can do this with a camera anchor. We can actually position the camera to be like, so that the player is visible in this section of the screen and the menu goes over here. So we can still see what the player is doing when they go into this animation that I'm eventually going to draw. I don't know when. And then, yeah, we also, what we want is selectable. So we can't use the keyboard at the moment, so we can't select any of that stuff. The camera is a little bit funky. It depends, I guess. I think that happens even when you save, but yeah. Because we reload, basically, we've got like an offset, and when we reload, the camera resets its offset. So, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff there that we can fix. The reason that doesn't happen in this room is because it's too small. There is no offset. So, it feels like instantaneous, which is exactly what you want. But yeah, work to be done there for sure. Okay. So yeah, let's try to get stuff to show up on this. And also, let's think about the structure of this. We could have a list. We've got the coordinates. What happens? How do they translate? Okay, so the other question is like, hey, we have the coordinates, right? We've got 7, 3, 0, 1, 0, 0. All that stuff. What if... Is that first one really 0, 0? Oh, it's this, yeah, okay. Surely, like when I go... Wrong button. When I go to the pause menu and I look at this, right? I am able to say that's where the player is, right? And if I go into this one, and I pause it, I can still, the pink square moves, right? So we do know where the player is. I think what we're doing is we're going to find each individual tile, because these are like a mosaic of different rooms. You take all the different scenes and you put them together into like a single image, and it looks kind of the same, but it's not, if that makes sense. So what we can say here is then, we could probably use the exact same kind of idea to do that. Also, like, what the hell? I'm guessing... Oh yeah, you have to, like, if you want to unlock the full map, you have to jump. Okay. Not unlike Castlevania. So we've got a lot of debug stuff. Switch clip, music not playing. Okay, fine. That's all right. Yeah, okay, so we have to, yeah, work on the interface a lot because it's dog shit. Okay. Let's have a look at this. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, so we kind of, like, I don't think we want, like, I genuinely do not want to have buttons because, like, there is no text information I can put with this to show you where it would. My desire would be to be like, when you press left or right, the camera and the map will move to center the position of where you're going to go. And like the idea is like, you know the map reasonably well and you go, yeah, I think that's where I want to go. And then you just press the button. That's what I think this should look like. Which means we need a track. We probably need an array of positions. And then when we like press left or right, it just scrolls through them. And yeah, stuff like that. What's another thought? Do we even really need to reload the game? We could just reload all of the enemies. We've already healed the player. Why do we need to reload the scene? Just add the enemies back to the scene. Why not? We know it was killed. Just go through that list and add them back. What's slower? Reloading all the enemies or reloading the scene? Probably reloading the enemies. Let's be honest. It's probably easier for me to reload the entire scene and then just note down the position of the camera, basically. Anyway, I think after doing all this work, this should be in a separate location, not the save station, because we already have a node that handles all of our interfaces, and that's why we're conflicting with the in-game menus and overlays. So what we can do, and what we'll probably need to do, because there's just going to be a lot of menus. It's a game, right? Like there's going to be a lot of different menus. We need a state machine for the menus. Well, like you're in a pause menu, you're in the save menu, you're in some other kind of menu. I don't know what's going to come up. You're in a shop, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's got in-game menus, energy acquired and mod acquired. The shops are separate as well. Realistically, just chuck all of that UI stuff on this node and have a state control all that, so you don't conflict. Because I imagine, just based on like experiencing this, if I go and open a shop menu, just click new. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, because the shops are all down below. Dude. Okay, we made it without dying. Okay, so the shop. If I press escape on this, I mean, wait, you can't see because obviously this covers the entire menu, but like you can't cancel out of this. I'm assuming because if you hid the shop menu, where would that be? It's under game objects, shop, and then there's a canvas layer, and if you hit that, yeah, it's below, right? So we do need to be paying attention to like the window state, and I believe that's something that someone had said to me ages ago. Now it's like paused, it doesn't know what to do. So yeah, that will be a conundrum for us, because when you press escape, this gets activated. And I mean, yeah, kind of a problem. Now, one of the issues is in the save station, we are literally saying disable the user interface. On player interface deactivated. Does that go to the in-game menus? Where does that go? What's connected to that? I guess the other thing that we could do is like find out where this signal is being emitted from, and use that as a way to like player user interface. It's connected to show and hide here. And this is in the player user interface, in game menus. Player user interface here. Okay, so we could put that up a level. And then it would hide everything. But I'm pretty sure I'm using that when I pause the game. I'm in-game menu, get viewport set as handled. I actually don't know. Only one way to find out. Windows too complicated. The game still pauses. Which is interesting, but the menu doesn't come up. But you could also do like an additional check to say like, you know, you could say if event, no, if visible, really, right? Return. No, if not visible. I don't know if that works. Because it's going to be hidden. It's hidden anyway, right? Visible dev menu hidden. What principles do you use in coding at most? I don't know. I'm an amateur. I try to stick to like the conventions that I've been taught, like call up, no, signal up, call down, just stuff like that with Godot. I do try to pay attention to that's interesting. Yeah, I do try to pay attention to the Godot conventions. So like all of their stuff like, where is it? Oops. So I try to stick to the Godot style guide because obviously I do make tutorials and stuff like that, and this is important to follow. But in terms of like other game development principles, I'm pretty liberal. Why? I don't know why this is not loading. Try a different browser. Okay, Google Chrome is failing. Inspired by Python's PEP8 programming. Okay, so they follow a similar style to PEP8, whatever that is. So like all of this stuff, like the structure of this, signals at the top, export on ready function, and like the order of these functions. I'm not like the best at making sure that these stay in order, but I try to remember when I can. I joined a game jam, which was to create a project in 2 days. Kenny game jam, I love it. I left it because I couldn't make it the game in 2 days. Yeah, that's hard. My advice is to pre-jam. You know what I mean? It's not, I don't think most jams don't, that's not against the rules to pre-jam. So I used to have, back when I was doing game jams, I'd have little kits, essentially like, you want to make a 2D platformer? Here's everything that is a 2D platformer, blank slate, right? So then you just get whatever the theme is and you change it to suit that theme. Whether it's like, you know, what is the theme of Kenny Jam? I don't know. I've actually got a jam window open right now. Is it ongoing? Is it this week? Has it just ended? Kenny Jam, there it is. Okay. Theme is scale, right? So like that can be anything. And if you wanted to make a game about like a platforming game or a first person shooter, you could just have a template set out. Yeah, no generative AI. You don't need generative AI to make templates. Just make a bunch of templates and then it's easier to do that because you get all of the stuff that like you don't need to make every time that you make a game. And yeah, as long as you know the kind of game you want to make, like if you're into puzzle games, have like a UI for that kind of thing set up ready. And if you want to make a puzzle game about scale, I mean, you still have to design the puzzle in the game, but the part where you have to design like a menu and like a game over screen and a, you know, pause section or whatever, all that kind of stuff that's really boring and no one really cares about, you do that in advance. That would be my advice for game jams, because like they're really hard. 2 days is not a lot of time. That makes so much more sense to pre-jam. They did say to upload, not create it. but it's my first game jam, so I couldn't understand it. Yeah, I mean, some game jams do say, like, don't do that. And it's up to you whether or not you want to respect the rules. I'm not much of a rule follower, so I'm not going to tell, I'm not going to tell you to follow the rules of a random ass game jam. Just like whatever you can to make it work for you. I have like a busy life, you know what I mean? And so like, in order for me to do a jam, it's just not, I can't just work 24/7 on a game over the weekend. It's just not going to work out for me. I would be divorced. You know what I mean? So you have to plan ahead. And, you know, for other people, it might be school or like work as well. Like I can't just like spend a week working on a game. I have a job. I would be fired. Anyway, this... What are we doing here? We have a total mess. Our menus are a mess. As a game dev, you would be building out little solutions. Lots of devs rely on a toolbox of mental concepts and use those in times of urgency. Exactly, yeah. When I was building out this game to begin with, I was going back and looking at other projects that I had done to be like, how do I do it here? How do I do it there? Copy paste, copy paste. It's, you know, it's normal. Sometimes you redo it because you want it to be better or whatever. But I literally have, I don't know if it's here. Like FPS game project. Third person shooting, tactics. I mean, those are some of the things that I've made. And so if I wanted to make a tactics game, I just open up that project and I could do it. There's a bunch of other ones. I've got some other folders that aren't even in this list. Mental concepts? Yeah. So like, I guess it would be, well, I take mental concepts to be like, yeah, I need something for like a save. I need a saving. You go. I don't have any mental concepts. My brain is blank all the time. Yeah, so like I've literally got under Godot 2D character controller, and if I open that up, it'll just be a character controller that I made like, well, I edited it like here. You look at the icon SVG import. I made it last year during a storm for a viewer. And it's like just placeholder assets and stuff like that. It runs just fine. It's not like I took this when I started and so when I started my current game, which is also a 2D platformer, I actually took a lot of the concepts from this project and put them into this. This is not as good. It doesn't feel very nice to play like compared to my current project, but it's a starting point. You know? The buttons are back to front. They're very similar, but they're not exact. Like it's the same ZXC, but like they're different. There's a GitHub for repos and we can save our scripts and reuse them. Yeah. Is that what you mean? I think that's what he means. Having knowledge of different design patterns and different architectures. Dude, I think I can get to the end of this level. This is more like platformery. It's based off Celeste, so like there's no wall climb. I mean there is wall climb, but there's no like auto vault in my current game, which I've come to rely on. Did it. And then just resets, but that's it. That's the entire thing. You know what I mean? And so I can just grab that anytime I want to make a 2D game and just repurpose the code. And yeah, you can do it with smaller stuff too. It doesn't have to be an entire game prototype. What else is in here? Cursor pixel game? No. Experimental card game? Well, it's a WebRTC example, right? So this is just like, this is WebRTC. If I need to go find this, I can. I might change it, but like I've got the scripts there. I can have a look at this if I want to. Tactics is like a little bit more complicated because that was going to be a game, but then I decided not to. But if I wanted to make a tactics game, this is where I'm starting. I do want to make a tactics game, right? That's going to be probably the next thing I do. And this will be my starting point. Or maybe a puzzle game. I don't know. Anyway, my windows suck. What do we do about this? Go higher. If not visible, return. I think that fixes the problem. I think. That is still UI cancel. That's why it does that. Do we want that? I guess that's fine. Escape is still UI cancel. It works. And we get like a debugger every time, but that's for a different thing. Okay. Now, here's the challenging bit. I mean, it's not really challenging. I can leave it the way it is now. Whatever, I fixed the problem. Don't think about it too much. Let's just try to get it working. I do want to change the structure of all these menus and stuff like that because it is a big deal and it's a problem and it's a thing, but like it's all, everything is its individual save, you know, scene, so it's not hard to restructure things realistically. Okay, so right, save station. We created a bunch of buttons and it sucks. I hate it. So what do we do? I think the buttons suck. I hate that. But yeah, what I want to do is like create like an icon for where you're going to go and then move a camera, but we'll worry about the camera later because the map's not that big. So first things first, delete this. And then delete this. And then creating fast travel buttons. I don't know. We might still have a create fast travel icon. But we're not going to need any of that. Okay. Right. So we've got a list. We're going to create a list. That's easy enough. That's angry at me. Create fast travel buttons. Oh yeah, because I said icon. Okay. So we have a coordinate. What I want to do is actually go to the minimap code because it creates a location for our, that's the tool script. We actually want map node, get chunks. And so, oh, this is a very interesting. Is this the code for this? It looks strange. Player user interface. Go back. No. In-game menu. AI viewers. Get out of here. We don't need no AI viewers. I got all the viewers I need. In-game menu, and then we want the map. Is that genuinely what it's called? It's the map menu. It's different. So what controls where you go? Zoom camera. Okay, so this just controls the visibility. Current scene, current position, current map. Right. So on visibility changed, we get that. Map positions explored. How would it know? What is the game state's got a variable called map positions explored? Why is every time I work on a game, you're live as well? I mean, are you from Australia? It's evening, you know, it's well, my clock says 9:50 a.m., but I have a feeling it's somewhere around 7:30 to 8. No, it's 8 o'clock. My clock is wrong. I have a million messages on my Facebook. It's super typical. Okay. I used to be live in the mornings, but now I have tradies showing up at my house at 7 a.m., so that's not really possible. Right, okay. So we have export map set current room is current scene. So the export map has a function to light up a current room, and it just needs a UID, a map position, and the current map. Why does it need to know the current map? Nah, 3 p.m, but summer started, so I can come back from uni. If it's 3 p.m. for you, that means you're further west. I mean, further west, but not that far. It's only a 6-hour difference. So what, like Southeast Asia, I guess. I'm geo-guessing your location. Now that's a fun game to play. Guess your time zone. I'm plus 10, and if you're, 4 hours. What is it? Actually, it's way more than that. I'm doing math on. So for me, it's what, like 8, and then that's almost like 6 hours difference, 5 hours difference. So GMT plus 5. I don't know. Actually, dunno. Right, so set non-occupied, and then level lookup, set player chunk, map position. Dude, I do not know what this is. Level lookup is a dictionary, right? So we have a no. Oh, right. So we can actually, because these are like objects, right? We want to get the one that we get, and then we want to set player chunk, map position. And that's a map node, which has a function called set player chunk, and it's a color magenta. So I guess I can just have a function here called set save chunk, because it is a square. But I mean, set save icon. Let's just go with that. And then it's a position reference. And it's a vector 2i. I'm remembering how this all's supposed to work together. It's crazy how much you forget when you're doing all this. And then we can say if, I guess we do the same thing. We'll just say if map tiles.has the position that we're trying to put it in, then we can go ahead and do that. Map tile position reference dot visible equals true. Why would it be not true? Set not occupied. Visible false? How often are we calling set not found? It should just be like one time, right? I don't know. And then yeah, we just say that it's visible and true. And its color is some other color. Make it blue, I guess. Azure. Or is that? Okay, let's go with aqua. Aquamarine. Okay. That is going to be the color of our set save icon. Okay, so now that's easy enough. We got a position reference in the it's not the map menu. In the export map, we have a function called set current room. So we can actually go create a function here called set save rooms. Set save rooms, set save locations. And do we keep a list of those? Like a dictionary lookup? Like what's easiest? Do we keep it here? Or do we just, because if we keep it here, and it is going to take a UID string name, because we've got that. We've got a map position. Are you happy with how the World Cup ended? Yeah, I mean, it's always good to see Argentina down. Well, obviously Australia was never going to win. That's just not something that ever happens. But I'm a real casual soccer. I don't even call it football because that to me is something else. I'm a real casual football fan. I basically only watch the World Cups. I watch the women's or the men's. I don't care, but it's like I'm not watching the A-League. You know what I mean? Which is the Australian football league. And yeah, what can I say? Australia lost. I thought it would be really funny to see like a United States-Mexico grand final. And so I thought that would be really cool, but then obviously the United States lost and then so did Mexico. And then after that I was like, oh, give it to England. They're playing really well. And then they lost as well. And then, yeah, I don't know. The thing isn't that we are happy that they lost, is that they showed their mentality after they lost. Yeah, they started to punch up. Pretty dog, eh? I mean, like, I've seen that so many times in sports, in the sports I've played in my life, like when I was younger, in the games that I've watched. Like, Australian football is a lot rougher than regular football. And even in rugby as well, it's even, I would say, you know, probably more fights in rugby than any of them. But that level of ego is pure evil, yeah. I mean, yeah, their attitude sucked, and so everyone wanted to see them lose. You know, it's just how it is. That's what happens when you behave that way. You know what I mean? Okay. Resource ID, path to... Okay, so what are we doing here? So we get level UID equals string name resource UID dot path to UID. Why do I need that? I don't... Is this just like a string matching thing? Like it needs to be called upon to get like the right stuff? Like I actually don't know why this is necessary. I'm going to assume that it's a like a matching thing. For some reason it doesn't match unless I do that. So I'm going to do the same thing again. And then I'm going to go for I string name in level lookup. So this will go through all the level nodes. And then here we're doing a different thing. We're saying set not found. So I'm assuming that when we make the level visible, in fact, I was like, could we, as we loop through the chunks, check to see if one of them is a fast travel point? Would that be more efficient so we don't have to loop 2 times? I think this is like done every time we make it visible. Also, I'm noting that this is the map view And this is not going to be visible. I mean, it's not the same node. We can write the function here, but we'll just have to remember that. So it's not the same node. So yes, we are going to have to do this separately. That is why. So, okay, so we loop through that, and if current map has I, that is not what we want to do. What we want to do is we want to say, actually, how do we write this? We're going to have a list of locations. We've got the level and we've got the lookup for it. So we loop through that rather than every single level, because that doesn't make any sense. So we loop through that. When we find a matching one in our level lookup, in fact, we could just go, so this is the fast travel map position, right? So realistically, we can say, for I in fast travel map position, actually, we're not even going to get both of these. We're going to get, do we just pass it the dictionary? I mean, it depends when we do the looping, doesn't it? What does it look like? Player, resource UID, path UID, right? This is the scene path, which is going to match. Right. And then map. Fast travel requested. Log save station location requested. Station ID, save station data. And what does save station data look like? I've forgotten. Get fast travel data, current scene path, and then map tile location. So we've got scene path and location. So if we loop through the fast travel list, we've got a scene path and we've got a coordinate, right? Which are the two things that we need, right? So we loop through that, and when we find it, we just change its color, right? So if we go to the export map, or even the in-game menu, not that, map menu, there's too many things. Map view. So we get a dictionary. And then I hate this dictionary because I can't type it, which is really annoying. Which means I forget every single time what it's supposed to say, and it's hard to navigate all of this shit. So this is the faster. I just gotta like take this and then go back to where I was, and then paste it in as a comment because I forget every time, and it drives me crazy. Okay, so we go for in fast travel list positions, and that is an ID. So that's not like a particularly good like thing. We actually want the scene path. So what we can say is go if level lookup dot has I square brackets scene path. I think I feel like I'm fucking this up. Then we call a function on the thingo. We call that function. We don't really have to do anything other than that. So we just say level lookup dot set. It's like a save. Fast travel. What is it? God. Set save location. Oh, I'm like literally here. Wait, what the heck? It's a map node. Set save icon. And also level lookup, square bracket. First of all. So, bar, level, map. This is a map node. And then it's equal to this. Map equals level lookup. And then map node dot save icon. Okay, why is it cranky? Fast travel map position not declared in the current scope. Fast travel list. This is a string. Name, maybe? Map set save icon. Invalid subscript. Okay, well I just assumed it was a dictionary, but actually data dictionary. If we're going for I, we're going for I, and then we go fast travel list has this isn't right. This is completely wrong. Fast travel button deep. Do you usually keep your phone with you on the same table you're working? Yes, it's face down to my right. I don't know if I can show that on camera because like the camera's in a fixed position. It's kind of hard to change. Fast travel ID. It just has no ID. Fast travel. Fast travel list ID location. That's how it works. This is it here. I now don't end up doom scrolling. I mean, I do. I'm just on stream right now, so that would be crazy for me to do. You know what I mean? Yeah, I do 100% doom scroll. And it's a, you know, it's a bad habit, but like everyone does it. That's why streaming is good. It keeps you on focus. I mean, I do get distracted and I think that's fine because it's fun. You're interacting with people on the internet. It's like, it's a little bit different from doom scrolling, right? Like it's a different kind of distraction. It's the same thing. Ultimately, you're like procrastinating from work, but it's better than, yeah, like just sitting here like scrolling. Maybe you should start streaming. Yeah, if you like it. It's not for everybody. I didn't like it at first. This was way back when, because like Australia, I wasn't even able to stream until 2016. And then when I did it, obviously I wasn't a game developer, so I was playing video games. I didn't really like streaming video games. I still don't like streaming playing video games. It's just not that fun. And yeah, I'd rather just do that in my own time. But I do like doing this and talking with people and just shooting the shit, you know? So yeah, but if you don't like that, then it might not be for you. Give it a go. Don't go too crazy on the equipment. That would be my recommendation to people if they wanted to get into streaming. Just like, you know, you're flipping. You don't even need a webcam. Like people will watch your code without a webcam. Get like a little avatar. Plenty of people do that. Like a VTuber style thing, but like really low budget. And just start to see if you like it and start interacting with people and see how you feel about it, all that kind of stuff. And if you do like it, then that's awesome. And then you can go from there. If you don't, then you don't have to do it. But it is a good way of like talking yourself through everything. Because you have to talk. I mean, you don't have to. I'm sure there's plenty of people who talk less than I do. But I talk. I don't know what the frick I'm doing. I'm so lost. Because we are in the weeds of the fast travel user interface. And I hate user interface. It's my least favorite thing. And I can't even remember the script that I was trying to change because I have way too many opened in the left-hand side. saving. I want to close. I want to close all these. Like, why do I have so many scripts open? This is the one that I want. Close call. Fast travel list ID. This is what it looks like. So F level lookup has this. And ID doesn't exist, it's I. Fast? Okay. This is not going to work. I'm not even on the right flipping thing. I'm just writing it here. Set save icon. Map.set save icon. And it's like a warning because it's like standalone expression have no effect. And it doesn't because it should be a function call. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess expected 1. Right. It needs the coordinate. So we go here, fast travel, and then we get the coordinate because that's what it wants. Jesus. Set save icon. Position reference. And then pray that we're even working on the right one. You know what I mean? I don't know. Okay, like I said, I need to close some scripts because I have way too many open. There's a way that you can manage this. Just save that for now. Like, you don't have like a million. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But like, I always have a million scripts open in this left panel, and I never close them. And Control W closes them. And like, it would be a lot easier for me to like figure out where the hell I need to go because I'm working on like 3 or 4 scripts in this moment and I can't keep track of where they are in the menus and the UI. And if I close some of these, then I probably would have a better time keeping track of that. I don't know why I do this to myself, but you know, press Control W until it's all gone and then we'll start from there. I think if I use an external editor, I wouldn't let it get this bad because it would be like way harder to work with. I don't know. I don't like using external editors anyway. Can I hold that down? No, I can't. Okay. There's so many. Look, we're barely even extending this thing. Look at this. I feel like I've had Windows, like all these scripts open since I started making this game. I've never closed a single one. Control tab or Control 1+2 to move to the first or second or the 9th script. Yeah, I mean, that would be... I don't know what that does. Oh, is it moving across? Happens file/close all the time in open important ones. Yeah, that's what I think. But how fast is my clicking? It's getting cranky at me too. It's giving errors. What have I done to myself? I'm gonna break the entire game. I'm gonna have to like do a git pull to like... Okay. We did it. We did it, chat. We saved the game. Now does it still run? Probably not. I don't know. That function seemed kind of dodgy. Watch it crash. I mean, it still runs. What happens if I open the minimap? Nothing. Okay, fine. All right, great. Just what we wanted. Debug, the most played game of all time. True. Okay, so we've got create fast travel icons. That's what we're actually trying to do. We've also got the minimap, which we need to... no, that's not what we want to open. Close. Game state, we do need. Save station, we don't. Let's just try to close some stuff off because we're getting overwhelmed. Player user interface? No. Game menu. I mean, I do want to go to the map menu and look at the export map menu. Okay. We're back on track. Okay, rant over. Right, set save location. Okay, so this isn't the export map. I think this is fine. We just need to know when to call it. And that's really just going to be the question then. Like, when does this get called? We can connect it to the... because the save station also has a copy of this export map, right? So we could just do it all entirely in Signal, so it'll show up in the minimap and on the save, on the fast travel menu. And it's going to show up on both. Or we can just set it when we load it. It's an option we have. Also, was that a weird click? Let's see if that fixed that. Okay, so yes, let's just connect the signal. When it's loaded. So here, Zen. I mean, we must be Zen. Can I get your opinion on something? Yeah, sure. That's literally why I'm here. I will give you my opinion on anything. I've never been one to hide my opinion. I just be yapping. This is what we need. And see this? This gets the fast travel. Create fast travel button is like, we pass that dictionary, but look at this. Fast travel scene path. We're looping through this. So yeah, we can do that somehow, I guess. On fast travel location discovered, we go back to the export map and we connect that so that when we discover a fast travel location, we're not going to create a fast travel button. We're going to create a save location and change its color on the map. So that is going to go to set save location. Now, that is a different dictionary to the one I was thinking of. I think it just passes the dictionary of that location, not the actual total list. So we down at 1. Okay, if I aim to make a final year game dev project and I have 6 months to work on the project, should I work on the architecture first or just start creating it? I guess that's a really personal question. It depends how you like to work, right? So for me, I've never had a game development project for like a university or whatever, but I definitely like to do architecture first, right? I've got a Metroidvania I'm trying to make. There is no story. There's barely any art. It's just the game that I'm making. It's not really like... other people would take a different approach. Like, they'd have like a full book of lore. They would have, you know, all the artwork already done. They'd have all these boss designs and stuff like that, but they wouldn't actually have the code for it, right? It just depends on who you are and how you like to work. And I feel like it can go either way. Is information an emergent or emergent property of existence? Ooh, interesting question. If I knew the meaning of emergent or emergent, I would be able to tell you, but I don't. So, one means that it is an external source, and one means it's external source. I think, something like that. Emergent. I think. Help me out here. But yeah, like, lore is meaningless without context to relativity. Yeah, I mean, yes, that's like, for a lot of that, it's like, you can't really know, you need to know what you're making first, I guess, but like, yeah. For me, I would definitely start with, like, obviously you need to know what game you're making, and then from there, know the things that you need to make that game work. Like, if you're making a puzzle game, you need to know how the game is working. You need to know the puzzle, right? So that's where you start, because you can't make the game without that. And then you design at the bare minimum, and then obviously it's everything else builds up from that. You're in the right spot, but it's a physics argument we ask Corn about. Good try. Okay, save locations, set fast travel list, set save. Okay, let's see if this breaks, shall we? We ask CERN about. That makes more sense. Then Corn, yeah. I was like, what, the band? But that's spelled with a K? Okay, yeah, so this will work, and then in the ready, we can also just like loop through a bunch of them. Like we can set the list, because we have that. And we were doing that in the debug, we were creating a fast travel list. And this function here looked like this. We take it. It's belonging to us now. In the export map, we are going to create a fast travel list. Not really a fast travel list. We are going to set the fast travel icon. Okay, whatever, we'll call it that. Okay, so game state, and then it's like create fast travel, but we actually call set save locations. Okay, let's roll. A game is mechanics in nature. Store is lore. A store is lore, but a video game needs the mechanics, or is just a 4D movie or art experience. It can be that too. But yeah, you need to really like... A story is lore. A story is lore, but a video game needs the mechanics, or it's just a 4D movie. I mean, yeah, I suppose. I feel like it can come from either direction, honestly. But like, because you could have a story you want to tell, and then decide you want to tell it in the format of a video game, and then decide on like, okay, well, I want to tell a story about like an alien going to Earth and then trying to figure out how to get back home, you know? And it might just be like the worst game ever made. But it could also be like really good if you decide on how you're going to tell that story in the game. And then you get mixtape. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I think that's okay. The game is judged by the people who paid for it, right? Like, there's some people who genuinely just like that. I've never been like a point and click kind of guy. Which, I mean, you could argue that mixtape isn't point and click. It's just like, it's then make a movie. I mean, no, you can make this if you want to. It's a free world, dude. Just make, if you want to make a game that is just, well, you press a button every once in a while and you get to decide. Well, I don't know mixtape, right? I've never played it, but I assume it's a bit like that other game that came out. The market votes yes for drugs too. Exactly. A market gets what the market wants. And if you take it away, there will be a black market. You can't stop the invisible hand, all right? That's one thing you should know. A Skinner's box, yeah. It is what it is. A ludology versus narratology is a tired old complex struggle. Both are feasible interactive entertainment. Some people like one-click entertainment, yeah. This is a free world till something is paid. Yeah, well, I mean, like, you're free to try and create that if you want to. Like, if you have a story you want to tell, and it is literally like you just get to... You as the viewer, as the player, get to decide what the character says in that moment, and that's your game. I mean, that's your game. Some people like that. That's like an entire thing. It's like... I've watched streamers play like a bunch of those games. It's all like dating and kind of like goonery, I guess. That's what the kids are saying, right? Like they're gooner games, right? Where it's like dating sims and stuff like that. And it is literally, you're just like, and I've seen ones, what is it like? I saw it was really popular on Twitch like a couple of years ago. 5 Hearts Under One Roof or something like that. It was a Korean game. And it's like just a dating sim. And it's not even a video game. It's like an FMV. It's just videos of girls and filmed from the first person perspective. And you just choose what to say. And the story plays out from there. You know what I mean? it's just like, that's the game. It has a beautiful story. Well, then, yeah, that's okay too. You can have like less goonery games like that, but it was like the free one. Detroit Become Human is one of those you should play as well. Oh, I've heard about that. It's not a dating game. It has a beautiful story. Yeah. Detroit Become Human is like about AI and stuff, right? The Mona Lisa is not as profitable as Genshin Impact. Yeah, well, I mean, people will always know about the Mona Lisa, and I'm sure in like 500 years time, I don't know how old the Mona Lisa is, right? I'm sure in that time frame, if humanity is still around and video games are still an art form that people can play and consume, people will be playing the classics. You know what I mean? There will always be, you know, a version of Super Mario that you can play. It's never going to go away because it is become 1797. Oh, created 1503. Yeah, so it's 500 years old. So, you know, in 500 years time, there will be some games that are like the Mona Lisa. It probably won't be Genshin Impact though, because it's, I mean, it's problematic to begin with. Okay, let's see if this breaks. I've been talking. I'm at the point now that when I press play, it might not run. We'll see. Okay, we didn't crash. But we also don't have colors. By the way, you can get a PST emulator for free and get ROMs to download them as well. Enjoy your childhood games. I may or may not have a device right here. Wait. This way. For exactly that. I've been playing through the original Pokemon, but it's like a ROM hack that's got some life stuff, like quality of life stuff on it. Pure Green, Pokemon Pure Green. It's been really good. Is that a PS Vita? No, it's a Retroid Pocket. Good little device. Pretty cheap. If you get like the top of the line ones, they can be expensive. But if you just get like a Retroid Pocket 5, it's not that much. I don't know if they're still in production. Okay, I think they went up in price because that's way more than what I paid for this. It says USD 209? That can't be right? Like I feel like they were cheaper like a year ago. Whatever. There's no way. $400 for a Retroid Pocket 5? That's crazy. Okay, so yeah, I was saying that, okay, we don't see any save stations, but also, like, I don't think we have any save stations. I don't know in this, let's just go press save on a bunch of stuff. I guess I can also check the remote. What's the time? How late is it? I want to go to sleep soon. Oh, 8:30, okay, it's not that bad. Okay, this looks like shit. Remote. Game stats. Fast travel list is 3. So none of them are showing up. Is there anything in the debugger? Switch clip, class variable, create hitbox. Am I just not calling that? I'm just not calling it. I don't know. Export map. We're connected. Fast travel location, set save locations, but we're not calling. Create fast travel locations. That's what we forgot. Got distracted. Is hence the emulators. Yes, yeah, emulators. I think I mean, you got to preserve like all the classics. I don't really care if it's like a paid platform. Obviously, the issue is these days that companies, you don't own what you download online, so that's kind of like shitty, and there's a lot that isn't available. And so you end up just using emulators and ROM files and stuff like that, and it's like, I don't really have an issue with it because a lot of these big companies they made their money. You know what I mean? So it's not really a problem for them. They're multi-billion-dollar companies. Like, I'm never going to feel bad about playing Pokemon Red on a Game Boy emulator. I don't think anyone thinks you should. Except for, like, maybe Nintendo thinks that you should buy a Nintendo Switch and play Pokemon Fire Red or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. The fact that you could have owned that game and then now you have to buy it again on another platform is a problem already for me. But yeah. Okay, yeah, let's see if this breaks. Probably will. Hey, we broke it. That's what we want, really. Okay, so where are we breaking it? Okay, in this function, set save locations, map node. So we're trying to go scene path. The fast travel list has got a scene path that's here. Now, a non-object valuable to type of map node GD. So what I think here, level UID. When do we actually get the map node here? Oh yeah, level lookup, level UID. And it's resource path to UID. I don't know why. I guess it's just, this is the thing that you have to do. Because like this here, level lookup, level UID. And then equals that. Yeah, it should be, yeah, okay, here we go. This is the problem actually. This should be level lookup and then square brackets, level UID. That's the problem. Let's see how we go. Game starts. Okay. Now, I'm not seeing many locations here. I'm not seeing any change in color. We're too far away, zoom in. At all, but we're not seeing any errors either. So that's something to be positive about, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I go around this way. Like, if I could fast travel. Oh, actually, there they are. That's what we wanted to see. Excellent. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Okay, so now we can see them. Why does it look like that? Why is it black? Oh, it's just like the background. I don't know why it doesn't show up here. Also, why is that? Okay, so first of all, this is the entire map. We don't really want to show that. What we would rather show is the same map that we're seeing in the escape menu here. We would rather show this, but progress is progress, you know, like progress. I don't know why it doesn't show up here. That is the question now. Happy for you. I've been stuck creating enemy not read. I've been stuck creating an enemy AI in Unity 6. Might have to go the old way. Enemy AI was hard until it wasn't. It's still something that I'm not that good at. Like, these dudes have they just go around in circles. They're not like smart at all. But we also have these guys here that are like intelligent in so that they can chase you around. You know what I mean? Although he can't because he doesn't have a navigation mesh to follow me on. But if I go down here and I stand near this guy here, he'll chase me around and he won't stop until he kills me. And he won't, like, he can tell if he can see me, and when he can, he'll shoot at me, but he's a terrible shot. And that is about it. We're just doing a raycast every time. So the character will move, do a raycast, and then say, we can't actually see where he is, so we have to move. Although I don't know what's going on now. I guess he got stuck on the wall. Yeah, I think he's trying to move to a location that he can't get to. Happens. But we can always just grab this guy. And so yeah, they will literally just either check if they're close enough, or Okay, now they're both chasing me. I can't see health. I have no UI. I just realized. But that's it. They don't have much brains other than that. They're kind of dumb. This guy's even more dumb. He just either he's chasing you or he's not. And if he's close enough, he shoots. That's it. That's all he does. He doesn't even wait for the bullet to hit you. That was funny. Okay. So in one version of this, we got it working. In one version, we don't. Why is it in one but not the other? I wonder. This isn't even changing. Like, I feel like if I went down here and explored all through here. Okay, let's just explore a little bit more. Go over here. So many sparks, I really got to tone that down. Kill this guy. Kill this guy, kill that guy. Let's just run along here. Ouch. Save. Okay, the map does work. Close to finishing my small Space Invaders game in under a month or so. Going to do another small one called Asteroids, but in 3D and not vector. Nice. I was going to make... Oh yeah, I was going to try to make a Game Boy game and do like a... Maybe Asteroids or something simple like that. But I haven't got around to it. Yeah, it's not showing up here. It shows up here though. I'm guessing I'm overriding. I think that's what must be happening in this one. It's like a different color, right? It's like a gray. And so it's probably just like the order of operations. Oh my God. And yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same one, which is kind of a problem too. But because I'm not setting set current room. And then I'm setting everything to not found. And then I'm setting it to set non-occupied, which is like a dark gray, right? If I change this to white, it'll be white. And then if I run the game, you'll see them all as white. See? Is it cheating if I ask AI to create a script for a mechanic and then spend time understanding it? No. Or should I just read and documentation? I don't think, when does your finance crunch in real world slow down again? Oh, there's so many things going on right now. So it's like work has gotten better. So like end of financial year is really just like a week. And then it just kind of goes back to normal. But like there will be times, right? Like if someone sends me a request for information, if someone from an important organization that determines whether or not I succeed or fail at a certain task sends me a request for information at an inconvenient time, that'll create a crunch. That can happen, it might not. It just depends. And then obviously with the renovations, it's like a lot. That's like crazy actually. I did my taxes the other day. Feels good to not to worry about it. Yeah. I did my taxes as well, actually. I haven't submitted them yet, but they're done-ish. I still need to like smooth out I have to smooth the numbers, if you know what I'm saying. I have to go over a couple of things here and there. Fortunately for me, the small business, like the business doesn't make that much money. It is still a concern. Like the problem is the advantage and disadvantage. I was actually explaining this to my wife the other day. Being a small business in Australia allows you to combine your personal income with your business income. Now, this is good if you don't make much business income, because it allows you to claim deductions on your business against your personal income. However, obviously they still have to be in scope. It's the whole thing. You have to be smart about it. It's still like, you're still spending money, if that makes sense. Like, you're not really like getting anything for free there. You're still like, if you end up having to pay tax, it means you made more than you paid in tax. It just feels really bad. But yeah, if you're a corporation, then it's a little bit more complicated because you have to be careful about like the separation of the person and the corporate. Anyway, sorry, Vim's Lair, that guy has been providing me with ROM since there was only SNES. Yeah, Vim's Lair is the #1 place to go. Back in the old days, us terrible scripters used to ask programmers for help and they'd throw scripts at us for some reason. Not much changed. Yeah, it's just the thing giving you. Yeah, I mean, a new display would, like, not financial advice. I mean, I am qualified, but I don't hold the exact certificate that I need to actually give financial advice. It's like a separate qualification in Australia. So not financial advice, but like, or not tax advice, but a new monitor is actually, well, of course, because you're not even from Australia, so like, you know, whatever. But like in Australia, that would 100% be a tax deduction. A business that outlays a lot of expenditure to make a small margin of profit doesn't last long. Exactly. So it is very tempting, like when it's your personal income and your business income combined and deductions can be applied to both, that there's the temptation to overspend to reduce your taxable income. But at the same time, you need to remember that what you get back in taxes is not 100% of what you spend. So like whatever your tax margin is, mine's like 30%. I don't know. Oh, it is here. I'm contracted developer. Can write code without a display. Exactly. Yeah. That's an easy one. Now the question is, the coffee you drink. Is the coffee, can you make a nexus between the coffee you drink and the work that you do? I say you can. Although specifically here they say that's definitely not deductible. Unless you go out with a client and you sit down in a restaurant and have a coffee there and a meeting, then but then there's also fringe benefits. Something to think about. Anyway. Okay, so yes, we've got this working, but if you do it in the actual map, you obviously this here. So the map is not aware of it's not aware of whether or not it's a occupied space or a save icon space. So like when we actually do the export map and we show it, what we're doing is we're setting the current room. If it's the player room, we set it as the player chunk, and everything else we set as white. Before display, it was printed out. Yeah, punch cards. Good old punch cards. So here, or we say set non-occupied, we also need to say, we need to do a check, probably after the fact. And we can do that with create fast travel locations, because all this does is set the fast travel. So we just call that again, right? So right here, we just call, in fact, we don't really even need to do that. The only problem is if you show up on a create fast travel locations, we just call that because it loops through. The only thing that's like a little bit sketch here is the fact that, I mean, it is what it is, because here we know the exact locations we want to put things. Here we don't know. Like we know where the player is, so that's what we're saying here. Level lookup, set player chunk, map position, right? But everywhere else we want it to be white. So we set non-occupied, and I'm guessing we set everything to visible false, set not found, and then we set everything to white. Where do we call set not found? Okay, yeah, so as we're looping through, we set it to not found. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Time check. So now we should have green icons. And we do. Including where we are as well, which is kind of an issue, but like we'll work on that. Like this is just depends on the order you do it in. So if I leave this particular position and go and have a look at it now, you can see that I'm the pink and everything else is drawn in. So we know that. And then we can do like a key or whatever. We can put icons on these as well. I was thinking about it as well. It's not that hard. It's a little bit more difficult because this is all vector. So it's all just a polygon. So it's a square with a shape. So maybe we can have, for these particular nodes, on the export map here, like these, we can have like additional things that we can show. Like it is literally a square. But like we could have potentially, if it's a save location, show this. It's just kind of hard because like they're kind of fixed. Like they could just be like pre-baked in. But I would also need to like know, like in order to even get this shape, I need to be able to tell what, you know, everything is. I don't know, like it's a whole thing. And then this outline is a problem. It really wants to be the outline of the entire map, not each particular node. I think, I don't know. That's a design choice, I guess. And then also where they're overlapping here to not draw it, right? Like where there's a door, you need another icon. So that's another thing. We've got a lot of work to do when it comes to the minimap. There's a lot that we can do with it. But right now we've got the fast travel locations. We just need a way to actually select them in the other map as well. So when we run this and we actually save the game. So when we press this button, we need a way to actually like cycle through these and actually have a look at it. For now, I'm going to change the way that looks so that it's not like pushed over to one side, and just have it be like, you know, taking up the entire screen because we're trying to work here. And yeah, I guess the question is now, when this is shown, we're not even doing that anymore. Create fast travel list. We're calling that, but it's not doing anything. We will need a list of them, but we can just get that and we can just cycle through them. And when we press the button, left or right, we can cycle through them. But I think that might need to be for next stream because it's going to be kind of like a whole thing. Getting the movement to like show up on this. I have to probably study a little bit when it comes to like UI design. This looks terrible. And I know it, I just don't know how to fix it, if that makes sense. It's going to take a lot of time and it's probably going to be very tedious to watch, but like, you know, it is what it is. But it's almost 9 o'clock. I gotta get ready for bed. Dude, I'm so tired. I got these new neighbors, man, they like to party. Well, I mean, they weren't partying, but they like to sit outside and talk. Write that super small ugly game and post it to itch. No one will play it. Embrace the ugly start. I mean, I've done that before. I'm trying to move past that. That's the problem, Bone. We're trying to move beyond that. I guess it's like it's gradual. It's never the first one. What I am trying to do is figure out how to make a commercial game. I want to be a big creator. Some of my other games are like terrible. Terrible. But you know, plus. I mean, to be fair though, like honestly, not the worst advice. Because it's like what I am trying to do is make a bigger game, right? Like the goal, yeah, like obviously the end point at some point is to be able to make commercial games, but also to make bigger games so that, you know, that's possible and I know how that goes and what's required and all that kind of stuff, the costs involved, you know, or like just the time sink to know that and like come up with other ideas. Like as you're doing this, you like start to think of other ideas and all that kind of stuff. I probably need to work with a team in the future because I'm not much on my own, but we'll see. I think that's the one thing I'm starting to realize. It's like the story aspect and the visual aspect is not something that I'm even remotely interested in doing. So every time it comes down to it, I'm like, nah, let's just make stuff. I want to code and make features, and that's okay. You just need to get other people to work with you. But for now, we persevere because I want to know the entire process from start to finish and what that's like. And until I do, I won't be ready. If that makes sense. Damn, look at that UI just hanging out. That's a great perspective. It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. It's just executing is it's like it's easy to put it like in that way. It's like, yeah, we're just like sorry if the chat distracted. That's the entire point of this. But yeah, it's like, you know, don't let it stop you. If there's a team in front of you that looks good and a part you could play, then that they're asking you to. Yeah, I think that's the other thing as well. I don't like the organizing it myself. I'd rather be on someone else's team. I mean, but yeah, that's something I still think I've got work to do in terms of like becoming a better game designer, coder, all that kind of stuff. There's so much to learn and there's so much to take in, which is why I like ended up on this journey to begin with, really. Like, I was making the course, like the third person shooter course, and I was like, I want to make like a more basic, like how to use Godot course, kind of like Bracky's style, that's more basic. And it's sort of like, I was like, I don't know if I can really like if I want to call myself a game designer, I need to be able to like design games. Like I have to have been through the gauntlet to be able to realistically be someone that can speak with authority on this. And so, yeah, it's, flipping bits. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it's been a while. I'm wrapping up right now. So it's like, yeah, you have to have gone through the process, and that's just like a part of the journey, if that makes sense. And then, yeah, if you want to go back to making courses, that's fine. But like, at least experience the entire process from start to finish, rather than just like knowing how to use a game engine and being like, one day I'll make a game. Like, do that first and then come back to education if you feel like that you like that more. But it's like, yeah, it's a journey. I can tell you that. I've learned so much. Like all these things you would never think about if you were just making prototypes. All these complications with all these other things. Like you think you can make like a menu system, and then you try to like, I want to make a save menu. And it's like, how does that interact with everything? And like, how's that going to work? And there's a lot more like structural things that you need to consider when you're making a project this big. And so that's really, so many hats. Yeah, exactly. There was a guy that used to stream that like would wear a bunch of hats, and maybe someday the community you were growing could produce a team. It could. That's very true. That is very true. Anyway. We are out of here. I will be back on Saturday morning. It will be in a morning stream for sure. GG's. Vinren Galma. I've never tried to pronounce your name before. I'm apologizing now. I got it wrong. I definitely got it wrong. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. It's always good to be chilling here with you all. Much better than doom scrolling.